Ladies and gentlemen across the galaxy, how you doing this a beautiful day? We got some gameplay to talk about in regards to Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker. What is he all about? And what I'll say is he's just about what I expected in terms of viability, as we're going to see with some first initial impression gameplay provided by Cyclone Fanatic. And I gotta say, before we get into the gameplay today, I was very happy with how the Jedi Knight Luke event was made. Miles upon miles better than Galactic Legends, either my first or second favorite legendary event in the game. So shout out to that. But let's hope that whatever comes out next, it's something for the masses to enjoy. Because although I was very pleased to try out this event myself yesterday, by the way, big shout out to you guys. We broke another record of over 18,000 people showing up. Man, the Kyber Club, let me tell you, as I always say, one of the greatest communities out there in the world. But we need something that everybody can enjoy, because right now Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker is not really content for the masses to enjoy, but people were over across the board excited about it. Maybe I'll unlock it myself sometime within the next week. I just got to get my Lando, Captain Han Solo, and Rolo in order. So solid event, but we need something that everybody can enjoy. But I digress. Let's start going into the topic of Luke. We're going to talk about some interesting stuff about his stats that you guys might not know about that kind of makes him important in some ways. And you're going to see his viability, how he does against Galactic Legends, things like General Anakin Skywalker, and I got some other stuff I want to talk to you guys about. So before we do that, let's go ahead and roll at our sponsor. Big shout out to him as always for supporting the channel. Gary, roll it on in. That is right. Raid Shadow Legends is sponsoring today's video, the free-to-play Hero Collector mobile game that you can play on both your PC, iOS, Android device, and dare I say, one of the best looking games on the mobile market as we speak. We have a very good giveaway for new players today, so be sure to check the links down below. We have 16 different factions in Raid Shadow Legends, and there's such a depth of storytelling and lore behind each and every one of them. And with Faction Wars, for example, you're going to want to have as many great characters in these different factions. My personal favorite is the Sacred Order. I'm a big fan of the medieval era and the Knights, and this really is kind of the more relatable type of art style that I personally enjoy. But I gotta admit, I'm really biased because I always wanted to know what Santa Claus is doing during his off time, and you do not want to tick off Mr. Sir Nicholas, let me tell you. But also, we have a giveaway with Lightsworn, who is also a part of the Sacred Order, and this is an extremely solid character. I mean, even the in-game reviews here show that this character is pretty solid in almost every single game mode. He reduces turn meter on his basic, he reduces speed and damage, and he can provide a buff that allows his allies to revive upon death. So go to the video description down below, use the special links I provide, and if you're a new player, you'll be getting 100,000 free silver and that one free champion we talked about, Lightsworn. All this treasure will be waiting for you right up here, but you gotta be quick because these rewards are only available for the next 30 days. So let's start rolling into footage. Ladies and gentlemen, let's just answer the elephant that's in the room right now. Is this character going to be replacing Galactic Legends? I don't think so. Our expectation was he's going to be a good character for a couple things out there. But Galactic Legends, if you're a Galactic Legends Kylo Ray owner and you don't want to spend money because of what's going on, you want to wait to see the game to get better, like kind of how I am right now, don't worry. Galactic Legends are still going to be the king and queens of Star Wars Galaxy viewers. But as we're going to see, there is some possibility that Luke can at least do a good number on Galactic Legends and maybe have you do cleanup if you just want to do a Luke and something to follow up. Or as we're going to see today, there are some Jedi variants that can help with Luke that can take on Galactic Legends. We already kind of knew that Jedi can take on Galactic Legends here. Luke might increase the viability a bit more, but a full Luke team, I'm not quite seeing it being as good as Galactic Legends Kylo and Rey. And I think that should be the case in terms of game balance. We just had Galactic Legends 3 months ago. Do we really need something that's the next best thing that's going to crush Galactic Legends? And Galactic Legends were way more expensive, way more resource heavy, Zeta heavy, yada, yada, yada. I think from a game balance perspective, that's perfectly fine. But as we're seeing here, he's not a bad character. Just because he can't beat Galactic Legends doesn't mean he's a bad character, although we run into the problem. Well, where are you going to really utilize him in? Well, light side territories, as I'm going to show you hopefully tomorrow or Sunday, solid and light side territories. I mean, look, we're able to take on General Anakin Skywalker with Jedi Knight Luke and just some leftover Jedi. I mean, heck, good Jedi before, Jedi Knight Revan and whatnot, weren't really that great up against General Anakin Skywalker. Well, Luke Skywalker with some remnant Jedi can take on General Anakin Skywalker. Of course, there's a little bit of a messy battle, dirty battle there. So there is some good use out of him. I was expecting, I think a lot of people were expecting Jedi Knight Luke to have gas type of viability. Like this kit that we're looking at probably would have been meta after Darth Revan or around the time of General Anakin Skywalker. Would have been a bit more diverse if you had like Darth Revan, General Anakin Skywalker, Luke Skywalker. I think he's kind of in that tier of viability, which is a good tier. Darth Revan, General Anakin Skywalker, still very important characters in this game, and Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker is going to join this. And as you see right now, we're running some Jedi footage up against Galactic Legends right now. This shouldn't be too surprising. I've already made a couple videos in the past. Jedi are one of the counter variants up against Galactic Legends and Supreme Leader Kylo. And, you know, Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker, you can just kind of throw in there, maybe in place of a Bastila Shan. Some people like to put Shakti, Jolie. I don't really like Jolie and Jedi up against Galactic Legends, but Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker seems like it might increase the counter viability up against Galactic Legends, because as we're going to see, especially when it comes to his leadership ability, really that leadership ability is going to get completely nullified once he's in the lead up against Galactic Legends, because basically half his leadership just disappears so long as a Galactic Legends Rey or Kylo is on the other side of the field. So we'll see more of that Luke lead versus Galactic Legends later on. Not the prettiest type of gameplay, nothing super consistent. The most consistent thing with Luke up against Galactic Legends, if he's still in one of those very resource intensive heavy counters that require Jedi Knight Revan, then Thrawn, and then General Anakin Skywalker, Watt, or Hermit Yoda. So he's not making it easier as of now to kind of have a counter that's requiring less major characters. Because right now, the counter Galactic Legends, you either need your own Galactic Legends or a team that requires a lot of major characters to put it on. You have to break up a lot of teams, and that kind of hurts when you're doing Territory Wars and Grand Arena. So we're running into another counter right here, Jedi. The rest of this footage isn't going to be the prettiest. Those first two battles were the prettiest battles we've seen. And let me emphasize, this is just first initial impressions gameplay that we're seeing right here. I'm looking at this for the first time, just kind of getting a judgment off of Luke Skywalker, and even Cyclone Fanatic, who provided the footage. This is their first time using Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker. So by no means does this mean this is the highest he can go. It's a good first initial impression to see kind of where's the ballpark area that he's being in. And moving forward, as we're going to see, it's mostly going to be losses from here on out. And that's fine, because we weren't expecting Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker to completely demolish the Galactic Legends meta that we're sitting in. But when you think of the broader meta for Grand Arena or Territory Wars, and then of course Light Side Territories, which we'll talk about in a different video, he's got a place in there somewhere to be used as either a counter to boost up your counters, or you can put him with some leftover Jedi. I 100% believe, as you're going to see more specific at the Light Side Territory battle footage, that this had to have been Mace Windu. When I originally expected a Mace Windu rework, I was expecting Mace Windu to take your leftover Jedi and make them something good. That is exactly, I think, the main highlight of Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker. So if you got these leftover Jedi that you really aren't using anywhere, Jedi Knight Revan's already taking, like, you know, Yoda, Bastila Shan, Jolie, what have you. Well, if you got any leftover ones, you can just throw them at Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker and get some sort of decent counter or a decent team out of it. Like, I would be mildly scared to go up against Jedi Knight Luke with some leftover Jedi. Now, with that said, though, this is, again, just initial impressions. I don't have any gameplay here, but I was sent footage via email. I don't know if I have the permission of the original owner or the person who posted the video, but I have seen Darth Revan easily walk over Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker. And again, that's not necessarily a bad thing. That's kind of falling in line with our expectations, because with the Jedi Knight Luke team, one of the things we got to talk about is his stats. He is not a fast character, and I think that's a balance thing. He is a balanced character. I don't want to bash him too much. He's just a balanced, decent, good character in the game. B+, A- type of range here. I want to talk about the stats, because especially when you're running your counters, if you do see Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker, it looks like if you're using Darth Revan, you can easily walk by it as of now. The interesting thing about Luke Skywalker is that he is the 4th slowest character in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. We're talking down there with like Baze Malbus, Amblin Holdo, Droidica. He is the 4th slowest character in the game, and that is going to be important when we look at his leadership ability, because his leadership ability, remember, the core thing about his lead is that once he finally gets that turn out there, he's going to knock all the enemy's speed down to his base speed level, and that is when your team starts running around in circles. And that's why, for example, we saw earlier Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker and some remnant Jedi were able to take on General Anakin Skywalker, because he just completely nullified all of their speed once he finally took a turn. So again, balanced character. We went from having the 2 fastest characters, added Galactic Legends Rey and Kylo, and then a couple months later we got Luke, which is now the 4th slowest character in Galaxy Heroes. Pretty balanced, but I also want to say there are some interesting things about him as well that I kind of want to talk about. Firstly, he has the 4th highest health in the game, and furthermore, this is kind of also interesting, he is the highest base protection character in the game. So we take the 4th highest health, highest base protection, you mod him up. The point I'm trying to get at is this character is extremely durable. He is slow, he is durable, and furthermore, this character is putting out some solid damage. Before mods and all that, he has the highest physical damage in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. Not that doesn't mean he puts out the highest amount of damage, but because things like Kylo probably scale a lot more, so Kylo hypothetically will have a higher damage compared to Luke, but Luke will have a pretty consistent high amount of damage throughout the battle. Slow, durable, high offensive damage power, and he just seems to be a good plug-and-play Jedi character that you can use for a lot of different reasons. So overall, I am not disappointed with Luke. I'd say he kind of falls right in line with what we expected, because when I didn't really see anyone who read the kit and they were blown out of their mind. This is the best thing since sliced bread. No one really thought that, but we're like, you know what? It just looks like a solid character. I still don't believe this is Luke Skywalker's kit. I don't feel Luke inside of this kit at all. It just doesn't quite feel like him, but overall, balanced character. I don't think he's going to be destroying metas, and it looks like as of now, I'm waiting for someone else to get Jedi Knight Luke and my shard. Maybe we'll see some other stuff, but so far from the counters I've seen against Jedi Knight Luke teams, of course, we don't know what the efficient Jedi Knight Luke team is right now, but against the few battles I've seen, it looks like Darth Revan can run through Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker in like about 30 seconds. So overall, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to wrap our video. Solid event. We need gameplay and content that everybody can enjoy, and Jedi Knight Luke Skywalker going to be an all right character, and maybe he's going to have a bigger future, because who knows, maybe we're going to get some more reworks, or maybe they'll give him a rebel tag eventually. I honestly think at the end of the day, it came down to they were worried for balance purposes that Luke with a rebel tag would completely break the game. I don't know. I wish they would have worked a way for him to have the rebel tag. That's just me though. Like if you did enjoy the video, comment down below on your thoughts. Are you impressed with Jedi Knight Luke? Is he right where you think he's at? Maybe there's some cool stuff that we're about to learn. Stay tuned for some light side territory battle footage sometime this weekend. That's where he really shines, in my opinion. And I'll see all you lovely people in the next video. Gary, let's roll out the outro.